Hey, good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding areas here. I got to make sure my tie is straight here. Ingrid fixed it for me because it was a little lopsided, and which is awesome, you know.
You look very handsome. I
Thank
want to
you.
say I
Thank
love
you.
you in a tie and blazer.
Well, you know what it is? I feel more energetic about doing this show now. You know, it's been almost a year with you and I.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, come
And I
on.
feel more into doing it, and I'm not saying it gets bad. We had a good time.
Right.
But it got to the point where it was old hat, you know what I mean?
You just needed to change.
Yeah. And then it was incredible. We just met Terry and Jay Goopa.
Yeah.
And they, have you ever heard of them? They do yoga. He's from India. And it's funny. He does yoga to teach you how to relax and feel better.
Whoops.
Sorry, folks.
I'm not even going to ask who that ringtone was for.
That's something. I get these idiots that call me and want me to buy things. So congratulations, you won this, and you won. And the text message I sent back are not very nice. You know, and you know I also have to do this. This is a day for me to be humble. I think I was pretty rude to a lady at TV Bank. I actually called up and apologized for my rudeness because there was a mistake made with Amazon, and they sent the money right back. And I called TV Bank, and they're going to work what they did, and me being an independent jerk, and I really was a jerk, and it was really hard for me. And I actually called them up, and I apologized to her because I felt that was the right thing to do.
I'm very proud of you.
That's
Nice.
and I have
More
to,
people need to step up and admit and apologize when they make a mistake, because we all make them.
Well, you know, it really was. It really, and I have a feeling you two in the same way. If you do something you shouldn't do, it's not really, and you have to find a way to amend for it. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
And for 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, I pondered over it. You know, and I even apologized to the manager first because he called and told me to straighten up. And I'm pondering over it. And you know what? The old me wouldn't have never done it. You know, and like when the old us, there's a lot of things we would never do, and then we just do it. By the way, I'm blabbing on here, and we got to introduce our guest.
Well, we welcome back Ingrid Dinter. So we are very excited to have you back again, talking about EFT, and you have a program coming this weekend that I've been trying to put the word out. I'm very excited about. So yeah, tell everybody, you know, who you are, your business, that type of thing, and
your program with no cost, no mention the fees.
Right.
Okay, because that's a no-no.
Yeah.
we learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm Ingrid Dinter. I am an EFT master trainer, emotional freedom techniques trainer. I am a life and business coach, so I help coaches and healing professionals get their business started, get their mindset started, pull it all together, and then make some money in this, which is very hard for us because we love to give, and you know, understanding how we can actually make a living and do this long term is challenging, and I know this firsthand. So. After years and years of training and coaching and all sorts of things that I've received and gave, you know, I just know that it's possible, but you gotta do certain things and be okay with that. Yeah, I do have a couple of websites. My training website for the workshop this weekend, which is Friday to Sunday at the Residence Inn, is tappingtrainings.com, www.tappingtrainings.com. You get the information there. And my regular blog is just my first name, last name. It's www.ingriddinter.com. So you find me there. You find me on Facebook. It's that's enough promotion right now, I guess. But yeah, I do have.
Don't be afraid to promote yourself. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
I had a couple of cancellations for this weekend, and my workshops are always small. I want to make sure that I have individual time with people that I can really, really help them. And so, you know, if somebody was available short notice Friday to Sunday, I would absolutely love to hear from them. They just have to send me an email, and they're in.
So what is the workshop about?
It's actually a certification workshop for
son
EFT,
is
level 1 and 2. So I basically work with people from the beginning, teaching you what EFT is, how it works, the history of it. We're going to watch some videos, and we're going to do the basic recipes so that people actually understand how to just make the tool work, even if they don't have intuition, even if they don't have whatever going on. Really just how does EFT work? And then the next 2 days we do a little bit more advanced stuff. So there are specific techniques that we work with. How do you keep somebody safe? How do you work with something that somebody doesn't remember? How do you work with something that somebody doesn't want to tune into? You know, the nice thing about EFT is that you don't have to feel the intensity of something. You can literally just have a kind of a guessing. You know, this would be a really big deal if I wanted to go there, but I'm not. And you can still use this tool to release the intensity of something without tuning in. And of course, that's a godsend very often. You know, we all have our stories, and there are certain things we just don't want to feel again. So what do we do with them, right? So obviously that requires some background and training, and I do a lot of support, and I watch people as they practice and all of those things. And important for me is it's not a training in psychotherapy. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm registered with a board for mental health as an alternative provider. They don't have an oversight over my practice. So that's just an important thing to know always.
We have our first call.
Yeah.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Laurie, it's Al from
Hey, Al.
Boston. How's Norm doing?
I'm doing really well. Oh, you're in Boston already, huh, Ralph?
We're down at Faneuil Hall. Yeah, it's pretty nice down here. A little cool off the ocean, but Faneuil Hall, yes.
All right.
What are you doing down there?
Oh, we're going to the Celtics side. What do you think, Norm?
You're going to bring them good luck. We're going to win because you're going to be there, Ralph.
Okay, we're going to win. Okay, I'm going to hold you to that now.
All right.
It's Norm's fault if it doesn't work out.
You know.
Okay. All right, so anyway, Norm, we're going to have clouds tonight. There could be some rain moving in, maybe a little bit of sleet mixing in the beginning, or a few wet snowflakes this evening. Temperatures tonight will be in the middle 30s. Tomorrow we're going to have rain in the afternoon. Maybe a little lull in the morning, but some patchy dense fog in the afternoon. Some of the fog will be thick with the warm air over the snow cover. We'll be in the low to mid-50s tomorrow. Then we have a gusty wind with some heavy rain tomorrow night. Friday, still a scattered shower, upper 40s. That colder air moves back Friday night, Saturday, behind a secondary cold front. So, and then we should see lots of sun on Sunday, low to mid-40s. So we could see close to an inch of rain tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. It's going to melt a lot of the snow.
So we're going to need a canoe, Al?
What was that?
Are we going to need a canoe to get by with?
Well, I don't think quite a canoe, no, but it could be close to an inch of rain by Friday morning.
All right, I like that.
Possible flooding. We don't like flooding.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So what you think, Norm? The Celtics won the other night. Brooklyn looked very good, 110-91.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're going to look even better.
What's that?
We're going to look better tonight when they win, Al.
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna watch the game. You'll be home by.
I'll be watching. I'll see if you're going to be on the camera.
We're in the middle.
I'll be waving. I'll see if they shine the camera on you. Make sure you wave.
Yeah.
Okay. If they do.
You're right. Well, we're gonna. Yeah. Well, I believe we're gonna win. You're gonna believe it too, right?
I'm gonna believe it. Yeah, they won. They beat them in Miami 190 back on March 9th.
You're right. So you're gonna give them good luck, Al.
Okay. Well, Norm, I'll give you a call early next week. Have a good week.
And you too.
Bye,
Laurie.
Yeah.
Bye,
Have
Al.
fun. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Right,
Bye.
bye-bye. You want to take pictures of the three of us together here, please? That was awesome. He calls us. Last week we had the pleasure of having him here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so he was really he really was good. Plus, we're having our picture taken. It'll probably break.
No.
There you go. And, no.
Get all pretty.
You ever
Thanks,
hear
son.
that? You break the camera, you take a picture. I remember. There we
look
go.
at
We'll
that?
see how that comes
See.
out.
There you
Yeah. Thank you. What was his name?
Jay. His name
Jay.
is
Thank
Jay.
you, Jay. Oh, that came out good.
I told you he was a good photographer. I left my phone at home. Oh, okay, good. So I'm like,
Great.
where's my phone? I was looking all over.
We have a newlywed couple here, and they're going to sing a beautiful song, although they don't know it. But maybe.
I didn't tell them it was karaoke day. Sorry.
Oh, okay. There you go. So she's all ready. All right. But
did I
well,
not
you know the
tell you
one
she
thing
was
we
awesome?
have. Well, it is warm in here.
It is
isn't
very
See,
warm in here today.
One of the things that I really love about this show is that we bring other different people in, like spiritual healings, like what you do. What is it, EFT? Or
EFT.
TFT? Okay.
EFT.
You want to explain to people what that is? I have a short memory.
Yeah, sure. EFT is a form of acupressure. You use release points on your skin, 3 around your eyes, 1 here, 1 there, between your nose and upper lip, lower lip, and chin. There's 1 under your collarbone and 1 on the side of your body, 4 inches under your armpit. And what happens is that these are access points to your energy system. And
Slow down.
so basically, there is something that a lot of people don't know. When you hold a memory, and you feel the intensity of that memory, and then you tap on these points, the intensity of the memory subsides. It's the coolest thing to watch. So they literally have, let's say they're angry about something, they have this anger feeling, and then they just tap on these points, just like that, just the way I do, very easy. And as they do this, maybe once or twice, that anger feeling just goes away. The charge goes away. It's just like pulling a rock out of a river, and the river just starts flowing again. And so
I'm getting some perverted thought that I'll be doing that. Yeah.
so it's just, it's so nice to know that even though things happen in the past and they're haunting us and they were a big deal, we don't have to feel that on top of it being wrong, on top of it, being something that shouldn't have happened. And quite frankly, usually what's making our life difficult is not what happened to us, but how we still feel about what happened to us.
Right,
So
right.
when we can change that just by taking the energy out of it, and we know, anger is this powerful feeling, energy, powerful feeling. If we were just able to take the power out of it, we would just have a life full of lessons and things that we learned and things that we can do something with now. Or if there's nothing to learn, we just forget about them and say, that was hard, that sucked, and it's over, and I'm glad it is, and move on. And so lives change so quickly when you're able to do that, and it's fun to watch.
The thing I always hear people say is, "Oh, I know I shouldn't have done that," but you know what? And I tell them, obviously, it was meant for you to do that.
Yeah.
Now it's meant for you to get rid of that negative energy, and that's one way of doing that. That's what you're talking about, right? Get rid of all that negative trash or that excess baggage or whatever you might have.
Yeah.
God, I feel really.
I know. It is so hot
It
here.
is really
I'm sorry.
hot.
Well, it's a good problem to complain about in New Hampshire, isn't
Holy
it?
cow.
We still have like a foot of snow in the backyard.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
You like that?
I do not. I shouldn't use the word hate. That's a
That's
very
right.
bad word. So
Shame.
I do not like the heat. I do not like summer. I tolerate summer.
Yeah.
I love the cold. I love the blizzard. I got awful tired though watching people shoveling and plowing.
Watching. Yeah, that must have been hard work.
It was.
Watching.
It really was.
That must be hard to
my
watch,
dog,
right?
my dog sat in my lap, and we both got awful tired watching.
watch.
Yeah.
I had to take a nap.
Yeah, I can see that. And then the roofs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I was just so tired watching it.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Sometimes it's actually when you know that you want to do it but you can't do it,
Right.
that makes it even harder. I mean, I could have, but but I mean, like the elderly people who want to get out and when they want to go out, they want to shovel.
That
but
does make it
because of their
hard,
age,
right?
it must be awfully hard, And I deal with a lot of older people, and some of the stories that I hear from, it really breaks my heart. Now, this is where you would come into play with a lot of the elderly ladies, a lot of the elderly men, where they have all this excess baggage. Because there's no age limit, right?
There's no age limit. No, you can literally work with babies. Parents
Really?
can work with their kids when the kids are whiny, when the kids are scared, when they are bored. You can very gently even just hold these points and just help them move through that. That's the nice thing about it. You don't have to know why something is happening necessarily. You can just really help them release that tension that they feel so that they can relax more.
So when Jay and his wife have twins, so they can do that to calm
Yes,
the
that
children
was the
down.
prediction on
See?
the way in tonight.
You
just
can
so you know.
you can do this in an airplane for a child that's crying when the airplane takes off.
Oh.
You can literally just kind of connect with that child. We connect anyways. Every time we get annoyed, we're connecting with somebody, right? You
Right.
feel somebody's anger, so we might as well just feel somebody's kindness, feel somebody's desire to help, right? So you don't work with that child or don't connect with that child in a way of, you're annoying me, you need to shut up. but in a
Which is
way
our
of
normal
saying,
reaction.
that must be so hard for you right now. You have no idea what's going on. You poor thing. You don't even know what an airplane is. You must be scared, right? And tuning into that compassion. And then just when you feel compassion for somebody, you're kind of connected. Right? I mean, we feel that. People make us feel good because, we both feel it. So you connect this way and you just kind of pretend you're that baby or that your toddler or whatever. And just stay with that. And you will very, very often see that the child calms right down.
So you're tapping on yourself, but you're pretending that you're tapping on the child.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can make somebody else feel good, right? And you can also use your own body to just do that.
Interesting.
It's called surrogate tapping. We actually have some fabulous data about that. I saw some biofeedback experiments with that, and you could literally see how somebody's brain waves were changing. As the group was doing this work with the person.
Oh, very cool.
It's
you would not recommend somebody driving and doing that, would you?
Oh, you can use the steering wheel. I do that all day, all the time. Yeah.
But not tapping their face or their head.
No, I mean tapping their head.
Well,
just tapping the side of
I'd
their
be a little
hand.
bit.
Well, you can go like this. You can go like this. People feel all sorts of stuff when they're in the car. When you drive, you go into this almost meditative state anyways. Usually people zoom out, especially when they drive a longer time or when they drive on the highway. And they tune into all sorts of stuff. And it's just coming up. And then there's road rage, and then there's, all sorts of things coming up for people that why not take care of it? So the easiest thing then to say, and there's a protocol that you usually go through, and I can show that in a second, but why not just say, wow, I am feeling this, instead of saying, why am I feeling this? Right? It's so nice to just acknowledge, for a reason that I don't even have to understand, I am mad as crap right now. I am really angry. And so, own that, acknowledge it, validate it. There is a reason whether we know it or not. And then just go ahead and say, wow, I am angry. I really am angry. I accept myself, I'm angry. And just watch that anger just subside. Just take it out.
Rather than do that than what they've been doing, pulling out guns and shooting people.
Right.
Well,
and
better to poke them in the eye.
Then you have to get out of your car.
Yeah, you're not in the car.
What do you think, Jay? Better poke them in the eye?
Poke 'em in the eye sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Norm's answer.
Well, you can still see. Norm, the thing is, you can do whatever you want to do, right? It's not like after that. It's actually that's actually a valid point. A lot of people say, but no, you don't understand. This person deserves to burn in hell, if I may say that on the show, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you have to feel it on top of that.
No.
Right? And that's really the thing. There are a lot of things that happen to people that should never happen to them. But they shouldn't be so angry and upset and hurt and sad and feel guilty and ashamed and whatever people go through on top of this being wrong in their life. And that's the part we can so well take care of. We don't judge, we don't condone, and we don't excuse things that happened. That's so important to me. We don't judge what happened. It happened, it hurts you, so let's work with that, right? And we don't condone, we don't make a wrong thing right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It's up to the person to decide what they want to do with that after. But it's so nice to not think about something that happened and then have all the emotion and the trauma come back up as well.
One thing that I've been practicing what you taught me literally, here the last time you were here, because the one thing that I have been learning is that it's okay. I don't have to carry that baggage of resentments. I don't have to carry the anger issue that I've had. I've been practicing by doing this and here, and stuff. And I'm realizing that it's okay. I can release it.
Yeah.
I don't have to carry this.
Yeah.
And I can be who I want to be and who I choose to be.
Right.
However, if I choose to be on the poor me part, that I can do that too. But it's easier to do what I really got to say. I have been practicing a lot of that, and then I've learned a new technique on meditation. It's a different way. It's so one is so great. There are so many spiritual healings out there if we want to use them.
Yeah.
The problem is sometimes I'm not going to tell you my way is the right way. I don't think you're going to tell somebody that it may be right for them, but it may not be right for somebody else. It
has to work for people. They have to want to do this. And quite frankly, I totally agree. Sometimes it's not even necessary to heal. And there's a lot of practitioners out there who would like to really shoot me right now. But I believe that sometimes acknowledging that it happens is what a person needs. To say it happened and it hurts. And I'm not going to go in your face now and tell you to do anything with that. I'm not going to tell you that it's wrong and that you're broken. People don't break, right?
No.
I mean, we don't do that. It's like there's a reason why we feel what we feel, and that's not broken. If that happened to someone else, the person would feel the same thing. Which part of that is broken? So it's important to have a way to make those choices that you talk about. If I choose to not get upset on top of whatever happened, then I have the freedom to use the energy that I would usually use to be angry for something I would much rather do.
Right.
But nobody can tell me what to do.
No, and you know,
And
and
when?
that's it.
And they shouldn't try.
And when I hear to tell you that you have to do it,
Right.
Yeah.
Ingrid.
Ingrid, okay? When I hear to tell
my job,
Ingrid's way,
folks.
I'm not going to tell you to
I'm
do
the
it
same
my
way.
way.
I don't
I'm not
remember a
going to tell you to
name.
do it Lori's way. Oh, by the way, folks, I would like to, if they will come over here, congratulate. They're a married couple now. They just got married?
Yes, they got
Okay.
married. Yeah.
So I'd like you to introduce, if you'll introduce them for me.
Well, this is my amazingly, this way a little more,
Yeah, there you go.
my son Jay and his beautiful bride, Angelina.
How long you been married now?
January 1st, so what's the date?
March
20
25th.
months?
Oh, and you got a twin coming.
We have twins coming?
Not that I'm
I hope
aware
not
of.
yet.
Boys, he says.
We're in no rush for that.
Sorry about
It happens
that. Mother Nature doesn't care.
Is anybody ever in a rush
What
for
is
twins?
this?
Twin boys?
No,
Like,
we're
yeah,
gonna
bring
get-
them on.
we're
I
gonna
How do I
picture
get
of
to
each
your
other.
camera thing?
Oh,
though?
it's so
yeah,
funny.
no,
And I'll put my glasses on.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I figured January 1st was easy enough to remember. So
Right.
Yeah.
For who?
For both of us.
let's start the year off right. Can't forget that.
So, how did you two meet?
No, that's a great.
Well, are we taking a picture?
Yep.
All right.
You can keep talking.
So, all right. So I get to Wichita, Kansas, where she's from, and I don't know anybody. So I have no qualms with talking to strangers, and I make some random friends.
That's why you're
And-
going to be a politician.
Right. So they
The
invite me out
best,
to
by the
a
way.
baseball game and a college baseball game, and that's usually not really my thing. But they say $20, you get a shirt, all you can eat, all you can drink. I say, heck yeah, let's go. Sounds great. So we go, and I'm sitting there, and behind me sits down this lovely young lady. And baseball players, they always have a walk-up song when the new guy comes up to bat. And I forget what it was. We still can't remember what the
Yeah,
song
I'm not
was.
really
But
sure
it's one of
what
those
it is.
1990s like hip hop songs. And she, sure enough, just spits off every word to it. And I turn around, and my first charmingly, can't say that word, jerkish words to her were, how old are you?
That's kind of an insult.
Well, she didn't look old enough to me to know the
To
words
know
to a
that
song
song.
from 1990. So she says her age, and I say, oh, okay. Still kind of on the young eyes, but
Reluctantly,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Did
she
you
kinda-
poke him in
she
the
kinda
eye
looks at-
first?
Well, she gave me the
Well,
look.
something
She
like
like,
slapped him in
that.
the back of
Who
the head
heck
when he
are
turned
you?
back around.
There you
But
go.
apparently I redeemed myself after that because we
You
started
two are going to
last
make
night, and the rest is
53
history.
years.
What's that?
You two are going to be
53.
married 53 years.
That sounds right.
We can hang with that.
That works for me.
With 4 children.
Four?
Four?
No.
Ooh.
God, no. God
Four.
only said 6 grandchildren.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I
I didn't. Do we?
You're
Yeah.
gonna put me through the
We'll have
ringer.
to see how his.
Well, it's all up to you guys.
We'll start with
Wait.
the twins
Wait.
and we'll move from there.
What about dogs? Does that count?
No,
The
no,
animals?
no.
We'll find another technicality.
Normally
somewhere.
does in our family, but hey.
I also will tell you that you're not going to be around New Hampshire for a long period of time.
Oh, they
Oh,
know
no.
that.
We
already.
Yeah, I already know that.
Yeah.
You're actually going back towards where you came from.
Really?
We're gonna be down in Mississippi for 10 months for Air Force training.
And then you're going to be going towards Wichita.
No.
Well, then we
Maine.
have to come back to Portland
Maine.
because that's where the contract is. But then after that, it's open.
And
Yeah.
then
So
we have a
you're going
couple
to be
years where
going-
we have to-
You're going to be going towards the Midwest.
Okay.
See, the one thing you
fine.
have is you have a very restless spirit.
Oh God, yeah.
And that has to. You better learn how to have a restless spirit too. You can put your
Bags
back.
of travel.
No, wigwam. What do they call it? Wigwam babies. You carry them on your back, and away you go. Like the Indians used to carry them. In the back,
it's a
and
papoose.
away the papoose. There you go. And you can. But you do have my many blessings. You two have a
Thank
great
you.
future ahead of you. Do not, and I mean this very seriously. Do not let outside interference in your relationship. Okay?
Except me.
We're the.
No,
I'm
no.
just kidding. I'm just
Because
kidding.
there's an old adversary, one of your old boyfriend's going to try to come in and try to interfere.
I'll kick him in the
Jeez.
face,
There you go. There you go. There you
And he
go.
can. So.
Thank you.
and I can.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to talk to you. There's nothing wrong with that.
My babies. Love my babies.
Good for you.
My son is ill today.
Oh no! I'm
He
sorry.
has this breathing condition. And I don't know what the heck. The doctors are saying this is wrong, that's wrong, but nobody's doing any healing.
Yeah.
Every so often he gets so that he breathes. So first they say his asthma, then it says this other stuff. And I believe because we have set so much stuff into the outer space, like all that radiation from the microwaves and from all the chips and all that stuff, it's going to affect the universe. I don't care what anybody
Right.
says. All that radon, all that garbage,
that crap we
it's going to
put
go
in here.
somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah. I mean, it's not looking good right now.
Well, and mold is really,
Really bad.
right now, so that would
wouldn't-
affect
yeah, I
your
wouldn't have
breathing.
taken
Is that part of it? Yeah.
Yeah, but so
What's
let's-
in Nebraska for you?
And Nebraska is nothing for me.
And you're meeting somebody from Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Didn't I just do that? No, where are you
No.
from?
No, that's from
Kansas.
Kansas. See, that would be
Well,
me.
but there's a gentleman that you're going to be meeting from Nebraska.
Okay.
Okay. He does the same thing you do,
Okay.
and he also loves to travel. You like to travel?
Sure.
Okay. And there's a lot of. I'm not saying it's going to be one of those hot relationships or anything like that.
Well, my husband wouldn't like that.
Well, we won't tell him. No, he's more of a training person with you than anything else because.
Okay.
strictly
you,
professional. Folks.
Yeah, and even though you're flirtatious.
Well, Norman, you're setting the stage.
I love flirting.
It shows.
Don't you? But if they ever do something differently, I'll run down the street and say, "Oh my God, what is that she's doing now?" The one thing if we can't, just about every other show I watch except for Master, everybody is so serious.
Why?
Yeah. Get it.
That's,
Have some fun.
that's what I always say. I don't want my show to be mundane. I don't want my show to be serious. There are times when we are. I like when we talk about healing energy and stuff like that. But we can do the healing energy in a fun way. Okay?
Yeah.
Like when these come in and she did that yoga with her
yeah.
and all that. And I stood on my one
you
leg.
did the
Oh my
tree
God, I thought I was
pose.
going to die standing on there.
Norm did
what
the
I
tree
mean?
pose.
Yes, I did. And I'm there, oh my God. My belly was hanging, But now, how many, when you have a class, you said you like them small, how many do you like to have in a class?
A maximum of 12, very often 10. So that's a
That's
good
small,
number. Yeah, otherwise I need an assistant, I need a bigger room. People go through things. When you give people an opportunity to learn and to heal, and what I love so much is to create a healing community where people can just, do whatever they need to do. So if they need to cry, I give them Kleenex, right? I mean, they will let us know when they want to tap on that, but right now they want to cry. Otherwise, they wouldn't. If you have a room of 50, 60, 100 people, how are you going to do that?
Right.
Right? And so it's a little bit of a luxury to teach this way. I don't do months and months of marketing for my classes. I do local marketing mostly, even though I do have people that fly in. But it's just fun to do. We're sitting in U-shape. I have a big flat screen, screen there for the PowerPoints. We have big handouts. We have good snacks. We just have a good time. This is intense work. You might as well enjoy it and do something.
This is the problem with, I think, so many people, whether it's what we do, what you do, what anybody else do, they don't enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah. Right.
Then why do it? I love these spiritual leaders or life coaches. You can see a lot of times that they haven't had the experience that they need to, or they haven't gone through
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
they need to go through in order to help other people. You know, do I recommend somebody go through hell and back? Probably. You know, we've all done it. You know,
We've all been there.
that's it. You know, I love it when somebody says, "Oh, I've never had a bad life." Then how are you going to teach somebody who's gone through a lot of trauma, you know, to have a focus on their life? You know, and you know what? And the one thing I have come to learn, there's no such thing as a bad person. Bad actions, absolutely. I've learned. I don't think I should even know how to hate. I've tried it. It's just a waste of time, as far as I'm concerned. I dislike what they might have done? Absolutely. And people can't understand, and you're the same way. I'll show you that. But why do you talk to them? Because he did this or she did that. You know what? I don't have time to worry about why they didn't or why they did.
You know, the stories that you learn and that you hear when you do this kind of work break your heart.
Yes.
It's really incredible. The more people seem to be, I'm going to use this only once and only in this context, messed up, which to me, as I said before, is not something that I see. I always see people well. I look at a person that makes sense in the context of our life. And my job is just to find out, you know, how we can let the life be a good thing for this person. Right? This happened to you. What do you want to do with this after all? But the stories you hear, the more in trouble somebody is, the more respect you get for them. And thinking, what do you have to get through that? I mean, you were like 2 years old, you were 5 years old, you were 6 years old. A lot of the major stuff happens before the age of 6, whether we like it or not. It's just, I mean, you're always going to look there. 6 and then 8 and then obviously 12 and then high school. I mean, they are just these, it's almost like, okay, I reached the age, traumatize me, right? We all have that. It's true. You know, I mean, you don't even have to be psychic to know something happened to the person before the age of 8 or 6, right? And you just find out what that was. And then they say, oh my God. And you say, what? And they say, well, and then out comes a story that is just, you know, you were like this big. And imagine you had to deal with that.
Right.
How can you possibly imagine that doesn't change you?
Right.
Right? Why would that not change you? So I have never seen a person that hasn't been severely traumatized in whatever's traumatizing for that person. And it doesn't mean that we all survived the war, or we all had, you know, parents die at an early age, or we all had, you know, sexual abuse or things like that, that we are, or military abuse or other abuse, military trauma, other trauma that we understand is severe. When you look why something is severe, it's very often subtle and deep.
Right.
As like something happened that changed the world, but it was never acknowledged as trauma. It was just that people feel guilty now. They say, you know, I really shouldn't be doing this, and I don't know why I'm not making my money. I'm not sure why I'm not doing this, but I'm nice, and you just start wondering, you know, there's got to be something that you think is this big. That must be so incredible that you weren't able to let this go for the past, however old you are, many years.
Right.
And that's just, you know, we all have that. So why should we judge it?
I see a lot of people that come in that have actually carried a lot of really big baggage in a prior lifetime. That they come down onto this earth with all that baggage. So my goal when I work with people, a lot of times I'll do past life regression on them. I go 5 years. Like with her, we'll start 95, then we'll go 90, you know, then 85, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm getting that look, Jay. That's not good, is it?
No, I hear you. And my take on this is, I mean, I think everybody who has ever worked in a healing fashion, in some kind of a healing modality, knows that they tune into all sorts of stuff. And how do we know if it's right or wrong? I think we don't. So why should we claim that we do? Why don't we just say, you know, I picked up, let's say, green apples, right? And it maybe that's because I just had a green apple, or it may be because green apples mean something to you. And we just check in and find out, you know, does that mean anything? And the person's either going to say yes or no. And even if it's not related, if it triggers something that's related, great, that's going to work. Right? Let's do something. It's so much simpler than, past lives, future lives, parallel lives, whatever, or working with people on the other side. People who are sensitive to that have a very strong sense that that's what they do. There is no way to validate that. So why don't we just take it for whatever it seems to be and see how we can make that session meaningful for the person that we work with. And I think that's,
Everybody has, the one thing, everybody has their own trauma.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry?
It's part of life. It's
Yeah,
nice to
it
know
is,
how to
it
get
is.
rid of the tension.
And
Yeah.
your job, and I gather, is to help them to relax with that trauma and to let go of it.
Yeah, we remember trauma by how it feels, not by what happened.
Yeah.
And what I noticed very often is that when we take the emotional intensity out of something that happens, the story oftentimes changes dramatically. Dramatically, not traumatically. I'm German, so I have an excuse.
Now, there you go. Hey, my
but
friend
the
Glenn
story-
used to say, I'm Canadian French, so I have an excuse.
Yeah, but the story, we believe, to give you an example, I had a client that I worked with, she was severely sexually abused. And we work through the story step by step with some of those gentle techniques. And it's basically, in a nutshell, you don't bring the intensity up. You just remember it, but before it gets intense, you take the charge out. Okay, so as a practitioner, obviously, you have to be trained in doing that. So the client really just is very conversational. If you don't know what's happening, you probably wouldn't even know that that's what you're doing, but you just keep it all right here. And, for about an hour, we just kind of worked through it step by step by step without her being ever upset or, having a need to talk about or anything that would be done in therapy. Just very casual. And all of a sudden she looked at me and said, "Oh my God." And I obviously said, "What happened?" And she said, "You know what? I took care of the guy. I went to the police and he got arrested." I had completely forgotten that part. In her mind, her story ended at the moment she was a victim, and she had never connected the dots that she had actually become a hero. Right? That's because the trauma just took care of everything she could possibly think. And so when you take the charge out, we change.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really profound. And what you said before, I would, if that's okay, I would like to comment on that as well, the part of having fun. I think it's so important to laugh because, a client doesn't, I'm not serving anybody if I get as miserable as my client. Right? Then my client is down, I'm down, now we're kind of doubling it up, right? So, and my job is to dig my heels in on the outside of that tunnel that the client is in and just reach in and stay here and help the client come out, which means, yes, I'm going in, but my job is to get out, not to feel that, which doesn't mean I don't have compassion. It doesn't help my client, though, when I feel it, right? Because if I feel what the client feels, I lose my ability to know the way, which basically means let's make sure you're going to be okay. I have no idea how we're going to be okay. Let's find this out. That's why EFT is so great, because it's a tool that you can use, right? But let's get the heck out of here. What are we doing? And that's when I actually laugh a lot in a session, because
I think that's important that we do that. I'm going to bring a lady on. I got to book her in, and she teaches laughter.
Yeah.
Sandy Sudo, and she teaches laughter.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have a sense of humor, I feel sad for you. I really do, because, and I had to learn through the work that I do, or the gift that I've been given, that I don't have to share your pain.
Right.
Okay? I don't have to show the emotion.
Yeah.
I was going to say, very seldom do I show emotion. Very seldom. Because if I show emotion for every client that I have, not client, student that I have, like with you, and like you just said, then how the heck are we helping them? I had one lady who had throat cancer, and I forgot to ground myself. And when she left, I actually vomited up green vial, but she felt fine.
We have a call.
Okay.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Yeah, hi. It's
Hey, Allison.
Hey,
I just got
troublemaker.
home, and I just tuned in,
Oh,
and I was going to ask you, what are you folks talking about?
I'll let Ingrid turn it over to her. How are you,
At first I
troublemaker?
thought we were talking about lap dancing. I said, no.
No, laughing.
That was earlier. You missed that
You missed
part.
that one,
The
Allison.
pole dance is just a demonstration, too. But hey.
Yeah, but actually, Allison's my troublemaker.
We got back from, went to Lowe's.
Oh.
We went to Lowe's.
By the way,
Home Depot.
yeah,
Excuse me,
Allison,
Home Depot.
when you tell them what the doctor said about you,
Oh, my stupid thing?
yeah,
Oh, the lymphatic,
yeah,
chronic
yeah.
lymphatic
you're healing,
lymphoma, leukemia.
yeah,
And I'm not letting it hold me back.
no,
And of course, David's got MS.
yeah,
And they dropped us off, at the Hannaford on Gold Street there.
yeah,
Well, we got dropped off there, walked over to Sam's, picked up some water. We needed a little thing of water. Kept going, went to the dollar store, kept going over to Home Depot, picked up a whole bunch of stuff for spring. And then we walked all the way across the street to the Hannaford store, did some groceries, and got the bus home.
But I mean, the doctor say you're doing a lot better, right?
Well, no, but I'm feeling fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
he didn't tell me I'm doing a lot
Well,
better.
I want to tell you you're doing a lot better.
He liked the spirit part, and the white blood cells went up, and so we got to watch that. And lymph nodes swelled up a bit, and but he said, you got to kind of bear yourself through the pain part. And when it gets too bad, like birth pains, then I'm going to speak up.
Yeah.
And then
Birth pain?
That's
just
what she said.
keep going. Like today, neither one of us felt wonderful,
Yeah.
but we felt that it's sunshiny, the wind isn't blowing a gale, we're getting the hell of it out of here.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. Remember, don't feed off the negative energy. Feed off of each other's positive energy.
Oh, definitely. Like the nurse called to check on David with his, his medicine that he's taking, the pill form now for the
Yeah.
MS.
Yeah.
And she liked what we were doing.
Yeah.
Good.
That we got out today, and we had groceries, and we had hardware. We had a footstool with us. I got a wooden stake. I got some stuff to put outside the, like flower stuff.
Now you get this all on a bus?
Of course.
That's what I'm thinking.
And the footstool's one of those fold-up jobbies,
Oh, jobbies. She went groceries.
And we got
Yes, I was waiting for that.
we got a little bit of soil because we're going to start some tomato seeds. We didn't get a great big thing of soil, just a small one. And
Oh, you're using, yeah, right, tomato seeds. Okay,
no, we didn't get the really good stuff. You get that in bird seed. And I didn't know that until later on.
Yeah, you're getting the seeds okay, but I'm not sure it's a tomato.
Oh, no, I got tomato, burpees, big boy, big beef steak.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought a lavender seed, and I bought a lavender plant, too.
Well, lavender's a really good thing to grow because they really bring a lot of protection and healing around you.
Maybe that's why I was drawn to it.
Could
I
be.
love lavender.
Yeah.
So we got a nice little pot of it, and I got to keep it out of Earl and Onyx's reach.
Yeah, because those are poisonous to the cat.
Yeah.
Yes. And next time, we go back, I'm going to pick up a sage plant.
There you go.
But we were really loaded down.
And you
And
got it
then,
all on a bus. Wow.
It's
We
impressive.
had
Yeah.
a wooden stake, I had his cane, and I bought a yardstick.
Yeah.
So I just put that, you know how you do the drill sergeant thing under your arm?
Yeah, I was just picturing you walking down the street with that. Yeah, it's, get out of my way or I'm going to smack you.
That was pretty much the way I had it, but it was tucked under my arm. And then Dave had some really heavy bags because we bought chain for the grill,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we got the covered chain.
Yeah.
And then we had a whole bunch of hardware. It was fun walking around in there, and the people were really nice to us. We got some stain for panel for the fence that we're putting up, you know.
Yeah. So you didn't have to poke anybody in the eye?
That's right. No, they don't dare. They don't dare come near us.
I
Like,
bet.
one guy, I sized him up because he's coming towards us. I gave him the look.
I bet
And
you
he just
did.
walked away.
I bet
You
you
know?
did.
He just walked away because he looked like he was parallel walking, you know,
Right.
and it was like between Home Depot and Sam's.
Yeah.
And I figured, you come over here and you're going to catch hell.
Allison made a beautiful cake Sunday.
Did she?
Oh, is that good?
Yes.
What kind of cake?
Yes.
I don't know.
Pistachio?
Ooh.
That
Pistachio
sounds like a
pudding
good
cake?
name.
And you
yeah.
didn't bring me any? You're fired.
There was no room. I got fired from my show. Wow, that's a new one. And you're like, oh, shit. Well, I thought of the calories in it for you.
Oh, thank you. Bruce would be grateful.
And David, of course, has got some tooth work done,
Yeah.
teeth work done Monday.
Yeah.
And he got a lot done. His mouth is still sore. And then he's going back next Tuesday for the finishing up, I guess, some of it. And then I start my stuff. And so we bought some mushy stuff today.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Sounds yummy.
So he's getting patted into shape, and I'm getting patted into shape. So we're
Good
doing-
thing we're
doing
on
fine.
TV. That's all I can say right now.
What?
Good thing I'm on TV right now.
He's keeping himself in check. He had a
Yeah, I
lot of
know,
comments.
good.
You know,
Thank
Norm.
goodness we're on TV. But no, David smiles a lot.
That's good.
So
That's good.
we're real pleased. We walked into Dollar Tree because I found those silk plant things.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to mix them in with the real plants outside
Right. Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff.
Boy, you went on a shopping spree.
Yeah, well, we did. We made a list, and we knew what we wanted to get. Like wood glue and wood stain. For the fence panel, and
Then you went and
New
groceries.
shoe. We got to go to Walmart to pick up some things, but
Okay.
we got a level too, so it doesn't go cattywampus. That fence and stuff. And I got some fence wire.
Wow. Well, you're
Yeah.
really thinking. You're really. Alice, we got to bring you out so you can meet. You haven't met her yet.
No, I have not met Allison.
Actually, Dave's actually been on my show a couple of times to show.
Yes, he has.
And I would like to, when it gets warmer weather, invite you two to come on so
Absolutely.
they can show who we're talking to.
I would love that.
Oh, I
It
gotta
was
let you
just
go.
that we have a hard time getting home because of the buses.
Yeah, we'll find a way.
Oh, okay. Because I know we have to switch buses downtown to get to your place, and then switch. Then other crap you have to do. So it's a transportation problem.
Yeah.
We have.
Well, we'll
you
find.
figure out something.
We'll figure out something.
Sometimes double trouble will show up.
We'll figure out something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
well,
all
at least
right.
you know we're still alive here.
All righty. You have a good night.
Okay, you
Yeah,
too. Now I'm gonna watch your show for a bit.
All
All right, bye,
Bye-bye.
Allison.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Can you believe I got fired on my own show?
I just saw that. What did you do?
He didn't bring me pistachio cake.
See that?
That's
So-
how that goes.
Allison didn't know what we were talking about, so would you like to tell everybody once again?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
She tuned in late, so in case anybody else did.
Introduce yourself again. And your
Yeah,
website and all that.
my name is Ingrid Dinter. I'm an EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques Master Trainer. So I teach a form, basically a tool that's a form of acupressure, where you use release points on your skin while you focus on a memory or negative emotion or a negative belief. And you access literally points on your body that allow you to release that tension. So it's very cool. For example, somebody would say, I would feel angry. And as they use these release points, the anger subsides. We have some very profound studies that confirm this. Anything from actually military trauma. I have participated in a couple of those. Profound. There's actually a documentary about that. things like that. We have, test anxiety, all sorts of things that show that when people think about something that makes them upset or that they believe they can't do, and they use these release points, and they don't have to be experts in this to do that. They use the release points, then these memories, the intensity of the memories go away. Obviously there's a lot to that. So I teach a workshop on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a level 1 and level 2 workshop in Concord at the Residence Inn. And you told me, can say it, I have 2 spaces left.
Yep.
So if somebody wanted to come, they can go to tappingtrainings.com and just look what it's about. There's some testimonial videos on there. The curriculum is on there, so you can see what I teach. And it's
another call.
it's a lot of fun. Yes.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi guys, how you guys
Hey,
doing?
Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Hi.
How you feeling today?
A little sore.
Uh-oh.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, well, I'm having problems right now with my stomach.
Oh,
You got to get a different doctor.
yeah, I agree.
And I agree, Mary. I believe it's
I
a
have to do a
hernia.
few shopping things and get things done and all that, so. And everything, so no.
Mary came over and
So
brought
many-
over... and Mary brought over cheesecake.
Well, we're definitely not talking to you now. Was she in the picture that you posted?
Yep.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yep.
See?
And that was Allison and Dave, too. Yep, Mary brought over a nice... I thought of you. Now I'm going to get... I got fired earlier, Mary.
Did you?
Yeah.
He didn't bring me any pistachio cake or cheesecake.
Oh,
And it was so good. And I'm not supposed to have it, but I did anyway.
Right, see?
But I ate a lot of corned beef.
everything was good.
Yeah. We had a good... You know the best part of the whole thing was everybody had a good time.
There you go.
Except
That's
for
what matters.
Mary threw a punch bowl over my head.
I don't believe you.
She said
Mary,
if I-
did you throw a punch bowl over his head?
No, I didn't. I wanted to.
Well, see, that must have been his psychic Billy there
That's
going
something he
because he
wanted
saw it coming, and
Yeah.
then he said, "Whoa, wait, back up."
I just got told, you're going to get fired again.
Well, I really
But
can't.
Mary,
marry
one
you,
of the things
so.
I want you to be very careful of, try eating some baby food for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I gotta do something.
Honestly, I think if you eat like baby carrots, baby food, cat, tuna fish, no, I mean, but,
My cats are gonna fight with me.
Right.
There you go.
Her cats
But
be
if
like,
you-
"Oh."
But if you eat baby food, I also think like if you eat baby food, it's going to help you a lot with your tummy. But I would definitely tell you honestly to get a second opinion.
Yeah, I
You
think
agree
so.
with that?
Yeah, I gotta do something to that.
She's
And I
a
moved
bulge on
just
her
right,
tummy.
and
It's not,
I don't know what it is, but the pain will start from the front and ends up near down toward my kidneys.
Yeah, and we were watching when she ate dinner, and we could see the pain that was going through. So I want you to try to get a second opinion, Mary.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Yeah,
Okay, not gotta do it, young lady.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, something's gotta be done here.
Your mother has spoken.
You better watch it. She's gonna beat you
Well, she'll
up.
probably beat me. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a wicked right hook, But how? And Mary.
The left one ain't bad either.
There you go.
See?
She used to be Norm's bodyguard.
Yeah. But Mary, as soon as we can, maybe sometime next during the week, we'll have you come over for dinner again.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty.
Sounds good.
But
But everything was
seriously,
good the other night. It was
good.
excellent.
Thank you.
Good.
But I want you to try some baby food, see if that helps.
Alrighty.
Okay?
Alrighty. Thanks, Norm.
You're welcome, darling.
Bye, Mary.
Take
Yeah,
care now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And I'll send her some Reiki too.
Yeah.
She's a lovely person.
Yeah,
When I
it
went
sounds
to the
lovely. They all
nursing
sound so sweet, and it's astounding what people are dealing with and
And
how they are.
She is
how they are.
and actually Dave and I guess Allison too. Mary is really a big encouragement and keeps me going when I see people like that. Then I realize I don't have any reason to feel sorry for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really don't. And then I don't have time for it to begin with.
Yeah.
And like my friend Paulo, he's from Africa. We're working on witchcraft and Buddhism to make him feel very strong, and he's doing better with it. And he gave me, like I said, not a lot of money, but he gave me a nice, beautiful sweater and some slacks. And I'm not too proud to wear stuff that people. And ones that are in
Why
good
would you
condition.
be?
You know, a lot of people. I don't mind going to thrift shops. You go to thrift shops?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you can get some good deals in there.
You can get some
You
great
always,
deals in
you
there.
always do, yeah.
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 You know.
Yeah.
I never used to. I can remember when I got my son and daughter. This is years and years ago, and I used to go to the Salvation Army when it used to be downtown, and they caught me. Boy, did I catch some places from them.
Why?
Well, back then I was making the money that I didn't really need to. But now I have a good time going there. I love the yard sale. You like yard sales?
Really like yard sales. When we first came to this country, we really started with zero. I mean, nisha,
Yeah.
right? There was, I mean, we had a container coming over, but we had that came like 6 months later.
Wow.
It was we had a room for the ironing board, and we had a little table that we picked up at Ames back in the days, with 4
Ames,
tins,
yeah.
and then we had 4 plates and 4 of each, and that was it. We had literally an empty house. And yeah, yard sales. And then our daughter was born, and there was no, there was a baby shower, yes, but it wasn't, it wasn't that most of the things we needed to figure out how to do. And, all our friends were in Germany. So I went yard sailing like a grandmaster of yard sailing. I picked up pretty much everything I needed in really good shape and for pennies. It was phenomenal. And then I just sold it right back. So I usually, it's nice. It's nice.
You never know. You get somebody else's, what is it?
Somebody else's trash is
trash is
your
yours.
treasure. Yeah.
Well, and
I
the
actually found a Derringer gun in a yard sale. I gave the lady $5 for it, and I turned around and sold it for $400.
Wow.
I kept telling
she's
her I'd
watching
give her
right now.
more.
You know that, right?
That's right. Oh yeah. Well, I told her I offered to give her more money. She said, "No, sweetie, I don't want to take advantage of you." I said, "Okay." Of course, I didn't tell her that it was worth a lot more. But that was in the old days.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what I have found with myself and the work that I'm doing now, that all of a sudden I'm getting a conscience. I don't know if I like that too well. Like when you go to a store and like I got a case of water and I thought we had paid for it, I went to slip and it wasn't. And oh my God, I can't go out of there without paying for it. Plus, I can just see the headlines now. Local psychic can't predict his own future, gets busted from carrying out water.
Yeah.
Stealing water.
Yeah, that would be of all things. But how did you get into doing this?
Oh, I had to. I was finding myself yelling in the car at a person that wasn't in the car.
Oh, that's all right.
Seriously, we all have stories, Norm. And I certainly had stories. So when my daughter was born, it was clear to me that I'm going to do whatever I can to be a good mom. And I had serious doubts that was even possible. I had, as I said, a lot of anger, a ton of anger. And, you look at what happened, righteously so. Anybody would have been angry. But the thing is, I was just wondering, I needed to get rid of this. The people we were here in this country, the people I was angry at weren't even here, right? There's nothing you can do. It happened. It was over. I understood why it happened, all that stuff. I did 3 sessions of psychotherapy. Now, again, this is not to dismiss psychotherapy. There's huge, value in it and all that. I'm just telling my story, how it worked for me, because I don't know if I'm different than other people, but for me, stuff is really usually pretty clear. Kind of like I see what happened and what it did, right? And I remember going to this therapist and saying, I have this daughter and I just don't want to mess her up. And I was, concerned about that. And she had me... she had me fill out this take-in form, and they said, tell us about this and about the other and about your parents and whatever the intakes form will say. And so I thought, well, I'm paying a lot of money for this session, so why am I not a little bit more thorough and save myself some money in telling that again in a session, because that's all I would tell her. Right? I don't have to tell her in person, just there it is, read it. So I came back and it must have written 4 or 6 pages of what happened, why it happened, when it happened, and what I'm doing with it now.
Okay.
Kind of like, and then I gave it to her, and I also brought some pictures with it and said, this is exactly what I mean. You see the expression in that person's face, and that's what they look like when this and this happens. But you can see here, and I had mapped it all out. So I came to my son, and she just looked at me and said, "You have this figured out, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. How do I get rid of this? Right? That's what hurts me, right?" I kind of pushed it over the table and said, "My goal
Hold
is
that
that."
thought. We have another call.
Yeah.
Sorry. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air. Hello.
Uh-oh. Please call back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Gay.
Hi, Gary.
I'd like to know why my cat, Courageous, is putting his claws on my pant legs quite a bit. And then when I try to remove him, sometimes he objects to it.
My feelings on that, Gay, is that he needs to let you know that he needs a lot of attention from you.
Oh, okay. All
Because
right.
he could be having a lot of bad feelings from when he was in the cellar.
Oh, okay.
And so,
all right.
And remember, you went away, so he needs to understand that you're not going to desert him. You're going to be back and helping him, and you're there with him. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay, it makes sense. All right.
And
I
he
just wish he'd cool off a little bit, because when I try to disengage him from my pants, he becomes a little too aggressive, and I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, well, that's because you when you start to take him away, just start rub under his chin or behind his ear and let him know that you still care for him, and send him
okay.
messages. And
Right.
by the way, he wants more treats than what you're giving him.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I know. He wants those temptations. You better have them, too.
Yeah, and plus, it's time for him to have the window open. And I would tell you, when like a day like today, it's okay to open that window and get rid of that stale air that's in your house and let him get some of that air. That could be what he's doing. But I really believe that the spirit that you see outside of your house, those are spirits of the angels watching over and protecting you. They are not going, and they
I
are not.
appreciate that. Thank you unto all of you.
Okay, and they're not going to hurt you. I promise.
Oh, I'm not afraid of the spirits. I'm used to them being around.
Well, talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but you can also
I
name
definitely
it.
will.
Yeah, don't be afraid to
when I
talk
start
to
talking to them, then they'll decide to pack their bags after a while.
Absolutely. What you need to do is say, you know what? I appreciate your protecting me, but now I would like you to go home to the other side where you're supposed to be. Okay.
Well, I'm not trying to push that issue. I would just, I'll just try to take care of the cat so he's,
but your cat is
happier
good.
or whatever.
Yeah,
I
your
know
cat-
when he runs out of temptations, he grabs out my knee, so I go over and put temptations in his bowl.
Yeah. He also, he needs that reassurance that you're not going to go away.
Right.
And he's used to having, he has his own way with you where he's never had with the other people that, he was abandoned in the cellar, she rescued him.
Wow.
And where,
So, yeah, he was afraid.
where you give him that love and he needs that reassurance that you're
Okay,
not
so
going to do it again.
he hasn't forgotten about that trip I went out to the other side of the country
Oh,
on.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's telling you, you're my mommy, and the next time you better let me go with you.
Okay.
Okay, because it's very important that you, because you're together 24/7, but it's also very important that you let him know that he doesn't need to worry that you're going to be there, but don't allow him to cling to your pant leg like he has been doing.
Right. Because you're.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It'll hurt her.
Because you'll end up getting.
We had a little discussion this morning or yesterday evening. I think it was this morning about that.
Just don't
when
raise your
I raised
voice.
my voice at him, then
Yeah.
I can set attention. Hey.
Yeah, don't raise your voice because that just scares him.
Yeah.
That takes
Oh,
away
okay,
all the
don't raise my
reassurance
voice
you've
at him,
given
okay.
him.
And if you can get
When he
somebody
has his teeth in my hand, I'd have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, it hurts. Just say
It hurts,
no.
but tell
Well,
him.
actually, when he does that, that's another way of him showing that he loves you. I know it hurts.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
But he also says, because I have a cat that when Angel, when I pat her, and when she'll let me know, okay, I love you, she'll put her teeth in me, and then that's the time to let her be herself.
Oh, okay. Okay, then that was a miscommunication on my part.
Right.
You know, I didn't interpret it that way. He was getting mad at me because I was trying to disengage. You want me to stand up and get you treats, you know, you have to unhook from my pants, you know.
Yeah. And I also would probably
You know, 'cause
recommend
he's
that.
up there he's up there relatively close to the kneecap, in between, above the ankle and between the kneecap.
Yeah. See, one thing I would also recommend, if you could find somebody to trim his nails for him.
Oh, okay. Is his nails too long?
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll get one of those.
So, like, if you had the vet come and trim them.
Okay, I will. I'm not going to try that myself. I'm not that courageous.
No, you'll end up with some. Yeah, but I would definitely make an appointment with the vet and let her do that for you, and they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and
Okay.
so yeah, I would definitely tell you to do that. Okay, and just keep loving him.
All right. Okay.
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 Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your advice.
You're welcome.
And Al, the weatherman, should be popping up pretty soon.
Oh, you
He-
missed him.
he already called
did.
in.
He's in Boston.
Oh, he's in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's going to a Celtic game.
Oh, for a Celtic game. Okay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You have
Okay,
a good
Al,
night.
I'm going to let you go now. Thank you for resolving the issue with my beloved Courageous.
All right. No problem.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, when she got that cat, and I guess they had 2 dogs upstairs. They would let the dog play around, and the guy's girlfriend didn't like the cat, so they put it down the cellar. And it was cold, and it turned it back on. It took her a long time to get that cat to trust her.
Wow.
Sometimes
Yeah. Did you see where somebody threw a little puppy out the window?
I heard about that. Oh my! What psychopath thinks that's okay? I'd like to throw that person out a window. And I'm not normally an angry person, but
No.
when you do something like that to a defenseless little baby, I just want to punch you in the
little
face.
doggy, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, little
Talk about
dog,
anger.
yeah.
See, I need to go home and
And
tap
I'm
on
just-
that.
Yeah, no, but it's true though. You know, and the one thing I do know, it is okay to get angry, but it's how you use the anger is what makes it different.
Oh, we have another call.
Oh, okay.
You are just popular today.
Yeah.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Yeah, it's Allison
Oh, hey,
again.
Allison.
I just wanted to compliment Norman on his suit.
Doesn't
Well,
he
thank
look
you.
I
sharp?
knew that when I first saw it.
Oh, see, I went from being a clean lady to a macho man.
Oh, is that it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You look more like a lawyer.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Thank you. What a nice
You look very
compliment.
good, Norman.
Oh, thank you.
And the tie and everything all goes nicely together.
Well, thank you
Looks
very
like you
much.
belong in L.A. and not Manchester.
You're going back there.
There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to hang up, but
Okay.
I wanted to
Thank you.
compliment you on that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Take care
that.
now. We'll
Yeah.
see you.
Bye-bye.
All right,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was nice.
That was very nice of her, and I agree. I think you look very handsome
Oh,
today.
see, I look so manly now. You know, but as we were saying before, I'm a true believer that sometimes that, like what you said with the outbursts of anger there, it's only a true feeling. You know?
Oh, yeah.
When it's how you work with it after that.
Well, and it's, there are times to let it go. There are. Feelings can manifest. They oftentimes have a physical component to them as well.
Yes.
And very often when people have something physical, it's a good idea to look into the emotional part as well, and to look into the belief systems as well, and just clean it up no matter what it is. And that's what EFT is really good for. That's where we see a lot of healing with EFT. Just to finish that little story before, is really one of the things that fascinate me about EFT is that when, things happen in a split second usually. I can say something, insult somebody, and that person then can carry that with them for years.
Right.
But it was really just this moment. So how would something that happened in a moment not be able to release in a moment? Right? I mean, at some point, there's really nothing more to say than that, they said it and heard. What else are you going to say? Like, this is my stuff. Help me to get rid of it. And talking about it oftentimes just brings it back up. And then we say we process, but we don't process it. We actually relive it, and then we feel more entitled to still be angry. And I wanted to know, what do I need to do to get rid of the feeling, because I have better things to do. And that's why I was so excited to learn about something that was completely out of the ordinary of what I knew before. You know, the processing, the talking, the chatting, the finding just another person who hadn't heard my story, just like we all have them, and just thought, wait a minute, if that works, or if Reiki works, or Reiki too, we all know we send energy in the past and future and wherever. And I thought, wait a minute, if there is a way to use energy in a way that I was not introduced to now yet, that I have never heard of, but that has those results, that would actually make sense for me to explore, because everything I knew how to do didn't work.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes we just have to think outside of the box. And I'm a cancer survivor. I don't know if you know that.
Oh,
I think you told me.
Yeah, I had a recurrence, and the doctor told me that we can control this, but we can't make it shrink. So my question was, is it impossible, or do you just not know how to do it? Right? Because that's a good question to ask.
That's a very good question.
Absolutely.
Everybody should be asking that question.
Well, I would say so, right? That's why on my blog right now you find a lot of the things that I'm talking about, because not because this is what my business is, but that's because who I am. And I think when people work with me, they need to know, I have a certain point of view that may be a little bit German, that may be a little bit different, but it works for me. And I like to work from that angle. What is it that we can do? What is it that I don't know yet? How can I find a way? And it's so easy to say, the doctor said it's impossible, so I guess it doesn't work, versus saying, well, maybe there's not the way, but there's a way. Right? And I had to do whatever I could possibly do. And within 10 weeks, my tumor marker had reduced by 70%.
Wow.
You know?
That's amazing.
So up to 40 is normal. I was at 114. It went down to 43 within 10 weeks. And then it went down to 22, which is normal range. And then it stayed there. Right? Medically, according to the Dana-Farber, that's not what's to be expected. But I have like 25 different things I do, including massive amounts of EFT and forms of EFT. And I had to literally pull out all stops. When you have a problem like that, you can't say, well, I guess I'm screwed. I mean, you can, but I didn't want to.
Sadly, too many people do that. They take it at face value and they don't look at anything else.
I had to realize that in order to really change this situation, I had to be very clear if I just not wanted to die or if I wanted to live. Wow. And that's a very different question.
Yes.
And it's very scary to commit to wanting to live, even if that means you do things you never thought you would be doing for the rest of your life. Yeah. Right? And making every commitment you can possibly come up with and then some. And here we are. And one of those things is to not ever give this any power. So to not share this with people that are going to make you feel like you have an extra, you have a reason to not step up. So that's where EFT can be used.
I'm glad that you're sharing this, because
yes, thank you.
I really am, because I think that goes to show you, like Allison has leukemia, which I think she's going to be. Dane has MS, which I believe is pretty strong. It's up, don't you? And I'm so grateful that you're sharing your story, because I think that people know that there's always a bright light at the end of the tunnel. Now, did you have to do chemo and all that?
The first time it happened, I did chemo and radiation, and I had it was breast cancer, so a lumpectomy. I had all sorts of stuff, oophorectomy. I was on hormone therapy, and the second time they told me we would start with hormone therapy and then just kind of see the tumor marker creep up. So I thought, I'm given time here. And of course, I don't want to sugarcoat this. This was a nightmare.
Oh no!
Okay, I mean, this is like a free fall for weeks and months, like literally just going down a waterfall kind of a feeling. Yeah. But eventually, just what do you do now, right? So, and there's things you can do immediately. You stop eating sugar. Another story: no sugar, no alcohol. Get oxygen. Alkaline in your system. I'm not giving medical advice when I say that, right? I mean, it's like no-brainer. Don't touch things that make you sick, and then go online, start Googling. There is so much that people do. Try it out. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. Best case scenario, it does. Pick.
Right.
And
I agree.
and that's really this thing, when you have a tool like EFT that can help you deal with the horror of that. And
Right.
just help you, get your mind to where you want it to be, including maybe realizing that there were times when I thought, why don't I just let this go? I mean, I'm falling anyway. And it's scary to have that thought when you don't want to have it.
Right.
But I noticed that everybody goes through that in the process of healing. So it's kind of okay to acknowledge that. But standing there and say, you know what, that is something I know how to fix, right? And calling somebody for help and accepting support and, doing all these things. It's okay.
Do you have a lot of support around you?
I have the most amazing people. If people want to go to my Facebook, they will see we are surrounded by people who are happy to support. We're happy to help. I do the same thing. I mean, we all need boundaries around, how much we can give because there's only so many hours in the day. And, there is a business and there are things that
Right.
people have. But people have been remarkable and wonderful. And I had the great privilege to be offered support by people that I could absolutely say yes to. And just say, you need you to know, if you want to work with me, I'm going to let my guard down. Right? Because I'm not here to prove to the world how great I am. I'm not here to be a shining example of inspiration of, I don't have time for that right now.
But
Right
you
now
will.
I actually have stuff to do.
But one of the things is, I
know,
want you to understand this, and I want you, and I know you're very humble and you're very grateful. But I
Sometimes.
also want you to know that you are a shining example to others, because the things that, please don't be modest about this, okay? I speak from my heart, and I'm not usually a very complimentary person, honestly. But the story that you have told us and what you've gone through is a great example that you are a survivor. And through what you are doing now, I think it's very honorable. And I have learned to appreciate what you're teaching us even more. And I think that, don't you agree with me?
I
that she is?
absolutely
What do you
agree.
people think out there? You think she's a shining example?
But
Those are thumbs ups.
But
Okay.
there is no
we got another
guarantee,
call.
and I think it's okay to live
Here
with
comes
that.
Denise.
That there is no
All
guarantee.
three of them.
And the other thing that's important for me to talk about, and I saw your son is serving in the military right now.
Yes,
so thank
he
you for
is.
your service,
Right there, yeah.
Yep.
and thank you for
Yeah, we got
doing.
this.
Hey,
Yeah.
Denise. That's my son. Okay, we have a call. Oh,
Nope. Please
Call back, caller,
caller.
sorry.
Yeah.
Denise, that's my son and his wife Lena. That's Denise. I did pull you up a chair. Did they take it?
No worries.
Okay.
Well, she told me, was she dressed up or did she look like a slob?
She looks like a slob. No,
Oh.
sorry.
You remember Ingrid, Denise? You did the EFT with her?
I did. Yes.
Yes.
She's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want you not to never see. You have a very hard time accepting compliments.
No. I don't have a
You
hard
really
time
are.
accepting compliments, but
Well, please do.
when I take them in, and I'm very grateful, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
I want to, I love to inspire,
See,
but I
that's
want to
what
make
you
sure
do.
I do that.
And that's what you do by you showing what you have, and by you showing us. Now, what's it called? EFT.
Very- yay,
Oh, I
yay,
got it. All right. But the EFT and how that's helping you in your progress, and how the one thing you said, screw the doctors. You're
No,
gonna do,
no, I
let
would
me finish this
never
way.
ever say that. Do not ever screw the doctors. The job is find a way.
Right.
I am doing what my doctor recommended to
Okay.
do. I just didn't end there.
Okay,
I
I
would not.
apologize.
I
Okay.
would no. This is so important to me. It's not like I found the cure for cancer.
no.
What I'm saying is that there are so many things that are completely in our control. When I did chemo, I was the best chemo patient they had ever seen. I breezed through the thing compared to other people. I had no side effects from the radiation. I should be blistered and I wasn't. That I could take care of. Right? I did not. I let the chemo take care of the cancer, and I let myself and my tools take care of the side effects of the treatment. You got to see where your power is. And I'm not saying that's something that so many people do, is they start hating a person that wants to help them. The doctors want to help. That doesn't mean they always know how to do it. Right? And that's where I can't give up the responsibility for what happens to me. And just say, well, I guess there is no cure. I guess I'm going to go under. Because that is a choice. And there are so many things that are possible when we have the willingness to look. And there is Google these days, right? We don't have to go to the library. We have to find the newspapers
right
or
there.
whatever.
Yeah.
You just punch in, cure for cancer, and you figure something out.
Yep.
That's so important for me. So I'm so grateful to bring that up.
Yeah. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Yes, my name is Lillian, and I'd like to know what the future holds for me.
Hi, Lillian. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am just fine. Have I talked to you before?
You have.
Okay. Lillian, you got to make commitments to get yourself into a better mold of more positive energy, okay?
Okay.
Did I talk to you last week?
You did.
Okay. Are you listening to what I said? Are you willing to have my help?
Yes, I am.
Okay, because I can't help until you do. The the thing is, I see a lot of positive changes. You want to do a quick one?
Well,
I've already read it.
Well, first thing I'm getting is, even though she said she's listening to you, she's only halfway listening to you.
Okay.
So I don't know what you said, but I'm not feeling the full commitment.
Do we have your full
Wow.
commitment?
Okay.
Do I have your full commitment?
You have a full commitment.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Remember, see, with psychics, we know. Okay. One of the things I also will talk to you about is I'm going to have this lady give you, once again, your email and your website.
So she can go learn about EFT.
So that she can
Oh.
talk to you over the phone
Yeah.
about it.
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
you got a pen and paper right there, sweetheart?
I do.
Okay. I want you to don't cry. Well, you're going to be okay, I promise.
Okay.
Okay? You've got a lot of healing coming, and we're going to work with you. I'm not going to give up on you.
Okay.
You may give up on me, but I will not give up on you. I promise. Denise can tell you that,
Okay.
right, Denise?
That's true.
Okay.
I
I want
look
to tell you.
beautiful today, by the way.
I'm just
Okay, you want to tell
You
your
always look
website?
beautiful.
Yeah, my website is, well, I have two. For the training, it's tappingtrainings.com, and my blog is ingriddinter.com. So www.ingriddinter.com.
Might want to spell that for her.
INGRIDDINTER. ingriddinter.com. She
I
can,
didn't get the last name of that.
it's Dinter. D as in David, I as in Idaho, N as in November, T as in Tom, E as in Echo, R as in Richard.
That's how she works with the military.
I know.
And she will, if you listen to her and you talk with her, you'll see what a big help she can be. And one of the things I want you to understand, darling, is you got to stop listening to that negative energy telling you, oh, you can't do it. You got to say, you know what, I can do it.
Can,
yeah.
You know, I can do it. I can do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to walk. I'm going to drive. And then I'm going to eat all the healthy foods that I should be eating. And that way,
Okay.
my darling girlfriend, you will be amazed at how much weight you will drop. It's not going to be overnight, as I told you before. You
No.
get discouraged and you're ready to give up that shit because the Weight Watchers isn't working fast enough. Or what's another one? Sleep fast?
Oh, yeah, there's a
Jenny
million of them. But
Craig
the thing is,
and
you
all
have
that.
to believe in you and stick to
Okay.
your guns. You know, people will discourage you, and you'll have setbacks. That's normal. So don't give up when you have a setback. It just
Okay,
it
I
happens.
haven't.
It happens to all of us. So just keep believing in you, and it will come off. It'll come off slowly, but you want it to come off slowly because that's the more healthy way.
Right.
I come from a family with some very large members, so I know if you lose it really fast, you're going to gain it back plus some. So slow and steady is the way to go, the healthy way to
Correct.
Yeah.
You know,
Eat a lot
I
of
had-
veggies, huh?
I did the Weight Watchers thing. I lost 44 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. So I
thought
have
you
a
were talking
video.
sexy, huh?
I have a video on YouTube that you might find interesting because the biggest decision was really to make the decision because I knew I have to eat anyways. Right? It's not like, you make a decision to lose the weight and woof, weight falls off. You got to eat and you got to do whatever you do. So your entire life changes.
Right.
And the weight loss or the health or whatever is the result of the choices that we made. And what I realized was that I had to fall in love with who I was going to be. I had to fall in love with that small-sized person that could take things, off the hanger, and that didn't have to go to the very right of wherever I was. 44 pounds, that's a lot, is a lot of sizes bigger. And it didn't come back. But it was, and there's actually EFT in that video, and I think you're going to like that, because making that choice that you want to be that person with the vulnerability that it brings, because people perceive you differently, with the challenges that it brings, and also with the joy of that different lifestyle, it's a big decision.
Another thing I always like to recommend too is that when these people that really want to lose weight, that they get a size smaller, like a nice top and maybe a nice pair of slacks, and hang it on their closet door and say, you know what? Maybe within 3 months or 2 months, I can fit into that size smaller.
Yeah, if they need the visual, that's a good
idea.
That's a
visual. I believe in visualizing. When you get to that goal, then put another one down.
Yeah, I went through a lot of clothes in the process. I can tell you that
One
there was
thing
a day when
you're never going to be a 2 size. You know that.
But do you want to be?
Why not? I'm a 2.
No, I don't.
I'm a size 2. I was a 16.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be her healthy for her.
Right, it wouldn't be healthy for me to be
Who knows
that
if it's
size,
healthy or not? You're going to be exactly what's healthy for you, and the reason and the way you know it is by your life is going to be fun.
Well, she's going to lose it.
It's going to be really, really fun. She can do whatever she wants, wear whatever you want. You're going to, it's so many things change.
But you also, when she goes to, she's big boned. Okay, so size 2 really wouldn't look. I want her to go down to where she's going to look. She's beautiful,
healthy,
anyways.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. She has a great heart.
Oh,
she's very beautiful.
thank you.
She has a very innocent-looking face, so I never got her mad. Because the innocent ones are the ones that you have to look out for. And I get, by the way, Lillian, I got 5 from my own show today. How do you like that?
It's his own
Wow.
fault. He made me do it.
Yeah, she fired me because I didn't bring her in a piece of pistachio cake and a cheesecake.
Don't tell me how good it is.
So you think I should? Maybe I'll get my job back if I bring one in tomorrow.
I think you might.
You're more than. You know what? And also you're more than welcome to come to the studio and sit with us.
Yeah, Denise will pull up a chair.
Yeah.
She's our audience.
Yeah, Denise is here. We got 3 people here. We got 3 people that Denise will tell you we welcome everybody here. And believe me, she was a space case when we met her.
Hey, that's not nice.
I would love to.
All right. Any Wednesday you want to come down and talk with us, and maybe, and like if you come back, you'll be coming back on. You can talk with her. One thing that the people that come on my show, they're going to treat you with respect.
Yes.
If they don't,
thank you. They're
not going to be too happy with you if they don't, right?
No, that's true.
We don't put up with that.
No.
One other thing I also will tell you is how's your daughter doing? Is she back up in college, behaving herself?
She is.
Good. And her daughter also is in Plymouth State studying to become a nurse.
Oh, good for
and
her.
I went to this party. I forgot her. What was the lady's name again?
Kathy.
Kathy Fitzwell, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Went to her house, had a lovely party there. And like a month before that, I went to another, Ingrid, what's her name? I don't remember now. But anyway, names aren't important. Tiana, that's her name. Tiana. And I've been so blessed by going to all these different houses and these different people, all these hot-looking women. Goodness, maybe I should turn straight. I don't know, but I don't know. But anyway, honey, one of the things I want you to tell you, it is going to get better for you.
Okay.
Okay, but number one, you got to start believing in you. And as you watch our show, practice what this young lady over here, that's an awesome-looking lady over here, practice what she's doing on the air, touching your forehead, right, and all this other different stuff.
I can demonstrate it. I mean, that would probably, because I was thinking maybe we should do something so that people don't just take my word for it, but they can actually tap along.
Where is our? There she is. Okay, we're gonna have. You can sit right there. She can sit right there. Right. Okay, we're gonna hang up so that you can see what she's doing. Okay.
Perfect.
Give me a call next week.
Thank you for your time.
Anytime. Call me anytime. Okay, darling.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Hi, sweetie. How are you doing?
Okay, this. Well, here we go.
Family show.
Family show, yeah.
That is a lovely
good,
top.
huh?
It looks very nice on you.
Why, thank you.
Hey,
Bright
she, look
colors.
at it. She
I
got
like
all
that
dressed
color.
up,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Good for you.
Ah, yes, bright colors are always good.
Bright colors are good.
You need tassels.
I like Miley Cyrus's stars, aren't they?
I don't know. We got distracted. Whatever you asked me to have them do, I didn't do.
Okay.
All right.
Can you see them over there?
No, you too far. We already got them anyways. All right, you want to? Okay, she's going to demonstrate what she's talking about.
I'm going to demonstrate what I'm talking about.
Well, how else do I put it?
What am I
Well,
talking
that's
about? I don't know what I'm
EFT?
talking about.
The
Yes.
EFT, you were going to work with the other girl. She was doing what?
Weight
Was it
loss.
Weight loss?
Wait, yeah.
Well, it's never just weight
but
loss.
right, that's
and I
right.
think
Many
that's
reasons
really
why they have that,
so important to know the difference between cause and effect. There is a reason why we're overweight, and my job is not to tell people that they need to lose weight. Nobody has to do anything.
Right.
You can do whatever you want, and if they say they want to lose weight, usually there's a reason for that has nothing to do with pounds. It has something to do with acceptance, with being loved, with finding a partner, with embarrassment, with shame, with health. None of that has to do anything with size.
Right.
Right? And so it's so important to know, to work with somebody a little bit and to find out what they really want.
Right.
It's so easy to say, well, I know I have to lose some weight and then my life will be different. No, it won't. You just be slimmer, but you still have the same problems. Is that what you want? Is that
And
the
you're going to
only
become
thing-
uglier.
Right.
No.
If you don't address
Well,
the causes, as you're
well,
saying, you're just going to
you know-
be a smaller version of the same person.
So what do you really want? So often there's guilt behind that. There's shame, I just want whatever. And that we can work with so beautifully. And once everything that doesn't belong into the physical category disappears, then people just start to drop the weight. Right? Nobody wants to overeat and do all these things if they had something better. Right? But they don't. So they do that. And that can have any flavor to it. Right? So yeah, I don't know, my dear. So what would you like to do? And then we just
If we're going to work on her weight loss issue, not Lori, but the caller. Her,
on the weight loss?
Yeah, her weight loss
Okay.
issue.
Why-
But we didn't get to underneath what was there.
Right, but it wasn't
That was her.
appropriate for her.
I
That's
wanna
something
see
she'll
she's
discuss
going
with
to
Ingrid
demonstrate
separate.
to the viewers how the touching and why.
Right, so
and stuff
right, but
like
we
that.
need a reason
Right.
to tap.
So why don't I just show
her
the
joy. All right, you've gone through a lot of emotional problems, okay, and now you're
Stressors.
learning how to accept, learning how to let go of the anger, we'll say, for instance, or whatever.
You don't look angry to me. Are you angry today?
I'm not angry.
She's not angry today. Yes.
Suck
Which
that,
is
Nora.
good.
No.
She's always angry at me, so that's nothing. That's nothing. to
So
do
why
with it.
don't I
How about a joy?
why don't I just explain how it works?
Okay,
Yeah.
you
And
then
just the
just,
foundation,
Yeah.
so that people actually know what I'm doing and why.
Right.
And then as we work together, probably get a little bit more creative. Okay. I think
Okay.
last time I
Yeah,
really
that's
kind of
what- yeah.
stuck to the basic recipe a little bit, so that people can just see that part of it. But yeah, you can just be creative if you want to. So there are a few parts to EFT. The first piece is that you kind of have to know the intensity of what you're feeling. So you tune into the feeling that you have. Okay, this is not trauma work, people. If you don't work on anything that is traumatizing you, because you may feel that again, you don't know how to release that.
Right.
Okay, clearly don't. Use something that we call like a lowercase t trauma. Like a little one, something that just upsets you. Okay, it happened, upsets you, and tune into something like that. Okay, so that then you measure something that we call the SUDS, Subjective Unit of Distress Scale, SUADS. Okay, and it basically goes like this: on a scale of 0 to 10, my intensity right now is 8. 5,
Okay.
10, whatever it
Whatever.
is. Okay, so now we have kind of a benchmark. We know this is this big of a problem. Okay, then you let that go. You remember that or write it down. And then there's a setup statement that we do. And this actually works with a point on the side of your hand. It's halfway between the base of your pinky and your wrist. Okay, so it's right here. And you use your dominant hand. This is very traditional way that I'm explaining this right now. other ways later, but
Right.
you use 2 fingers of your dominant hand and you tap right there. Okay, and you repeat a statement. Let's say you feel anger. Okay, so you feel the anger right now. It's a 5 on a scale of 0 to 10 or whatever it is, and you just say this: even though I'm really angry,
Even though we're really angry.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I'm really angry,
Even though I'm really angry,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I am really angry,
Even though I am really angry,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely
Okay.
accept myself.
So what this does is it basically sets you up to let go of this problem. Okay? You basically say, I am angry, and that's the end of that. I don't have to know why I am angry. And then you say, but that's okay. I'm going to kind of turn the kayak from upstream to downstream. I'm just going to go with it. I'm setting myself to let it go. I'm okay with letting go. I don't have to sabotage that. I'm willing to let go even of the secondary gain that may be in there. That's just what that does. Okay, and then you tap like this, inside of the eyebrow. I am really angry.
I am really angry.
The next point is on the outside of the eye, right on the bone.
Do it gently or you'll bruise.
Yeah, just gentle. I'm really angry.
I'm really angry.
Then the next one is in the middle under the eye. I'm really angry. Between nose and upper lip.
I'm really angry.
Between lower lip and chin. I'm really angry. Collarbone. This one is a little interesting. So you go down the middle of your throat until you come to the knuckles.
Yeah.
Okay, right and left of the knuckle. Right and left of this little U here is the knuckle, and then the point is under the knuckle a little bit over. There's a little hollow there.
Right.
Okay. For acupuncture, it's K27. Just saying. All right. You just tap on that. There is a science to this.
Yes.
Okay. It's not just we're randomly slapping ourselves.
Right. No, there is a science behind it.
There is actually a chart that you can use that's been used for 5,000 years. It's very well mapped out. There's a lot of studies behind it. So we're just having a shortcut here. Okay. I'm really angry.
I'm really angry.
And the last one is 4 inches below your armpit on the side of your body. I'm really angry. It's not in the armpit, it's actually here, right? So if you wanted to reach around, if you want to go like this, that's exactly where you would put your hand. And then, the hug point,
There you
exactly.
see?
Exactly.
Give yourself a hug.
And then there's a point on the top of your head, at the apex of your ears. So if you wanted to go to the tip of your ears, go up to the top. That's right there. Okay? Those are the tapping points. These are the release points. So you do that, and what do you feel?
Oh my! I'm. People are gonna think I'm just making this up, but I actually feel so much calmer.
Yeah.
I didn't
How do
realize
you feel?
I was angry.
Like watching you, how do you, what do you feel any?
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
Focused.
Yeah. And the nice thing about the focus, I said before, I mentioned briefly, I have been doing a lot of work with the military. And my father was a POW, yes. So it's dear to my heart. And I was in Bosnia many times during the whole nightmare that happened over there, and in private, as self-deployed, I guess, but bringing stuff down. And you got to be focused. For the soldiers out there, you got to be focused in what's in front of you, and not have a film going up in the back of your mind.
Right.
It's a safety thing. On top of releasing whatever you've been through. There's so many reasons to use a tool like that and just say, you know what, when I see something, when something happens, I shouldn't be triggered by this. I should be more focused. I should have all that capacity, all that training available to deal with the situation right in front of me. And so many of the servicemen and women that I've worked with, they something happens to them and they're dealing with that.
Right.
And that's not safe. That's traumatic, and it's just not right, And when you can use that and just even leave it here, not even bring it to the front. That's why these techniques are so wonderful. Even leave it there. Just know we have it. No, we're not going to bring it up. No, we're not going to do therapy. We just say it's there, and then we have this way of using this super simple tool to just take the charge out of one thing after the other, just like a decluttering. It happened, let it go. It happened, let it go, until we're done. And every time something happens, wherever in the personal life, during deployment, whatever, they can just go ahead and use this to get rid of it energetically, and put it to wherever it needs to go, and move on forward. If they all knew that this is available, and it's a drill. You don't need any background in therapy for this. Kids do it with their parents. My daughter's been doing this with me since she was 4 years old. You know, how hard can it be, right? Mom, give me your hand. Okay. You know? It's so easy to say you are mad and just work on the anger and not making it complicated. And once they do that, there is, you know, very... a friend of mine does this in Alaska, and with his, he's a Marine, and you know, he said from the people that he has worked with, not one of them came back with PTSD. Not one of them.
Right.
You know. So those are these wonderful things we can do. So you focus on anger, and you just take care of the anger. You focus on fear, you take care of the fear. You focus on, you know, so often I see rage. And rage is called by a sense of betrayal. Something happened and it shouldn't be happening, and I'm going to hold these people accountable, and I'm not going to let that go, and I'm going to honor somebody with my rage, all these things. But I didn't do anything other than making people upset. Right? And it's ruining lives.
It's a good one to work on.
I don't want that. You know, and it's nice to have that because, again, it's so easy to learn. It's kind of like, duh. So how are you feeling, my dear?
Very relaxed.
Relaxed.
Let's do some rage.
Let's do rage. Yes. All right.
She really needs that on her. See, I told you, you lied.
Now, how...
I'm not angry. She's not angry. She has rage.
But, you
hey,
know...
can I get my job back?
But quite frankly, people have a reason to be outraged.
Yes.
Right? It's not like, you know, you shouldn't feel this. There is a reason for that. And it's usually something that was unfair, that shouldn't have happened to you. Sure. You know, people weren't thinking, people were thinking, and that's what they were thinking. I mean, you have a reason, right? It's just, why should you suffer on top of that?
I agree.
Okay? Let's get rid of that.
Let's do some rage.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is... the nice thing to do that is to just localize where you feel this in your body.
I don't know. Get her to focus on both of them.
Okay.
Hey, John, can you get Denise on there? Are you out there? No, maybe not.
Maybe not. You know, why don't I scooch over here and
there you go.
we can get you on.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're going to bring this with us because we're resourceful, right?
Everybody needs to see
No,
your
I think
pretty
you still
shirt.
have to come a little over.
Okay.
See,
I don't want her to
can
break
see
the
that now.
camera either.
Whoops, I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you want to...
Is
that okay if I just scooch all the way over?
Scooch all the way over.
You know what, Denise?
Just swap over. You got
Let's
her
swap
monkey,
these
she's
out.
got- there you go.
And then here we go.
that's
There we
good.
go.
We're all good.
All right.
Okay.
So the thing here's
I'm not
another
supposed to look
really
over there.
really cool way of working with these feelings. Okay, we said before that you will usually feel them. You know, when we think about being sick, there is a feeling in there too. You can, when you say I'm outraged, where do you feel that in your body?
Stomach area.
In the stomach. Very often we feel stomach. Just saying. Or kind of here, like I can't say it, or you know, stuff like that. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is that feeling in your stomach?
15. No, I'm teasing.
No, it's fine.
Just kidding.
So it's a 15?
No, she's actually not. She has a lot of rage.
She really does.
Okay.
15 is a good
let's do
number.
a 7.
Okay, you can say whatever you want. 15
do
is
a
fine
7.
with me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 7. What does it feel like? Give me your description.
Tightness. Churning.
Churning.
Uncomfortable.
Okay.
That's all I can really think of right now.
Okay. Churning, uncomfortable tightness.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting, right? Because it's a stomach. There's none of that in there. But we feel it that way. We perceive it that way. Right? It seems to be there. So becoming aware of that is kind of cool. So, all right. Even though I have this churning tightness in my stomach,
Even though I have this churning tightness in my stomach
I'm outraged.
and I'm outraged.
There's a reason for that.
There's a reason for
It
that.
was not fair.
It was not fair.
It still isn't fair.
It still isn't fair.
And I'm still mad as hell. I hope that's
And
okay
I'm
to say.
still
It is now.
mad as can be.
I really am.
I really am.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
And they deserve that.
And they deserve that.
They, or whoever.
They deserve that.
I have every right. I have every right to be outraged.
I have every right to be outraged.
How would I not be?
How would I not be?
It wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair.
I suffered,
I suffered,
and I shouldn't have.
and I shouldn't have.
So of course I'm mad,
So of course I'm mad.
and I have this churning tightness in my stomach.
And I have this churning tightness in my stomach.
But I love and accept myself.
But I love and accept myself.
And even though
And even though
it's true that I'm angry,
it's true that I'm angry,
really angry,
really angry,
I'm really, really mad about this.
I'm really, really mad about this.
Maybe I am a 15.
Maybe I am a 15.
I can be anything I want.
I can be anything I want.
I can be a 15 angry.
I can be a 15
I
angry.
have every reason to.
I have every reason to.
This should not have happened.
This should not have happened.
And it did.
And it did.
And it did for a long time.
And it did for a long time.
And maybe I'm even sad that it happened.
And maybe I'm even sad that it happened.
And that I couldn't change it.
And that I couldn't change it.
Once again.
Once again.
And that really stinks.
And that really stinks.
It does.
It does.
Anybody would be angry.
Anybody would be angry.
And I'm feeling it right in my stomach.
And I'm feeling it right in my stomach.
But I love and accept myself.
But I love and accept myself.
And even though this is a big deal for me.
And even though this is a big deal for me.
How could it not be?
How could it not be?
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
This should not have happened.
This should not have happened.
And they didn't care.
And they didn't care.
They didn't care if it shouldn't happen.
They didn't care if it shouldn't happen.
For them it was fine.
For them it was fine.
For me it was not.
For me it was not.
And I'm very alone with this.
And I'm very alone with this.
Whether I'm okay with it or not.
Whether I'm okay with it or not.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Other than me.
Other than me.
And how is that supposed to feel?
And how's that supposed to feel?
After all that I've been through.
After all that I've been through.
I don't want to feel like that.
I don't want to feel like that.
But I do.
But I do.
And I love and accept myself anyways.
And I love and accept myself anyway.
Top of your head, this churning feeling in my stomach.
This churning feeling in my stomach.
This tightness from all that anger and rage.
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 This churning feeling in my stomach.
This churning feeling in my stomach.
This tightness from all that anger and rage.
This churning feeling from all that anger and rage.
This churning feeling from all that anger and rage.
This churning feeling from all that anger and rage.
It wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair.
It was not fair.
It was not fair.
It wasn't fair at all.
It wasn't fair at all.
But I love myself anyways.
But I love myself anyway.
Take a breath. Tune into your stomach.
Calmer. Down to maybe a 3 or a 4.
Okay. So what does it feel like right now? Is it still churning?
It's more peaceful. It's almost like there's a layer of peace on top of a little tightness.
Okay. Let's talk about the tightness. And what is the tightness about?
Just buried emotions, I guess.
Okay. I have these buried emotions.
I have these buried emotions.
Lots of them.
Lots of them.
We all do.
We all do.
And that's where they are.
And that's where they are.
All these things I'm angry about.
All these things I'm angry about.
All these things that shouldn't have happened.
All these things that shouldn't have
All
happened.
that unfairness that I have to deal with.
All that unfairness that I have to deal
I
with.
do.
I do.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody ever cared to deal with this for me.
Nobody ever cared to deal with this for
They
me.
don't even apologize.
They don't even apologize.
They don't even
They don't
take
care.
responsibility.
They don't take responsibility.
They don't care.
They don't care.
And I really need them to care.
And I really need them to care.
I need an apology.
I need an apology.
A sincere apology.
A sincere apology.
And I know I won't get that.
And I know I won't get that.
So at least I can be mad.
So at least I can be mad.
I will hold this against them.
I will hold this against them.
I will not let it go.
I will not let it go.
I'm not going to condone what happened.
I'm not going to condone what happened.
Not in a million years.
Not in a million years.
I'm not going to condone this.
I'm not going to condone
There
this.
is no excuse.
There's no excuse.
There is no excuse for not apologizing.
There's no excuse for not
There's
apologizing.
no excuse for not taking responsibility.
There's no excuse for not taking responsibility.
Take a breath.
You have to feel better because we're out of time.
Much
And we
calmer.
have to get ready to close.
Much calmer. Much more peaceful.
Calmer. Okay. Inside of the eyebrow. Is it okay? One last round? Or are we done
One
with
quick.
time?
Yep, we have
We got
to
one
quick.
more-
We
got
have
1
1
minute,
minute
yeah.
before he shuts us off.
Okay. So basically, that's what it does.
Okay.
You
Shoot
acknowledge.
that way.
Shuffle
You
down.
acknowledge it,
So,
and then you just tap on the fact that you feel it, and you let it go.
And how quickly, your website, and your number, and they can reach you?
IngridDinter.com. And my trainings are on tappingtrainings.com. And my number is 746-1087. That's my office, and yes, you can
Okay.
call me.
Okay. I want to thank you for coming back on again.
Yes,
It's been a
thank
lot
you,
of fun.
Ingrid.
I hope you enjoyed it, too.
This was great. Thank you.
And even our little, hey, you knocked a point off her head.
I know. I'm going to have to get my
But-
file out.
Yeah, but and that's always, Denise has always been a good one
Yes.
for us. And I want to thank everybody who called in, everybody who listened to it, and every day remember always, you're the winner, and we'll see you next week.